Good evening. It's October 6, 2013. UPB here from OptionMillionaires.com. UNXL, I've been in the call since September 11th when the stock was at about $15 a share. It closed exactly at $20. A beautiful close there on Friday. I love that price figure because I believe just below that figure at about 1980. 1985 was where we needed to break, and we're above it now. Also, you can look shorter term. You can see the moving average starting to curl over. You see when the red line's up at the top, very simple. The stock falls, and when it starts to curl over and head up, the stock rallies. So, as I've been pointing out since September 11, 2013, that the stock was going to break out to 2250, and then 40, and then ultimately new all-time highs by the end of, into next year, and then ultimately at the end of next year. And we had the conference call this week, which is some of the impetus that we saw for the stock to move to the upside. The stock rallied significantly from the lows that we saw earlier this month, and then at the end of last month we were down at about $15. So you see we're breaking out, we're consolidating here. You see the volume really picked up on some of the newsworthy days when we had the press release rebranding the product from the company, and then we had the conference call this week. I think from a longer term perspective, you can look again, see how the red line is starting to curl up. Okay, you could almost say this pattern here's some sort of a flag, bullish, obviously the bull flag, and I think it's going to result in higher prices. I was looking for a move initially when I got into the calls back in early September. I was looking for a lower high, a higher high, another higher high, but we didn't get that. And actually, heading in to just before this move, we almost put in a head and shoulders pattern that got rejected. So to me, that makes it more of a bullish perspective from where I'm standing. You can see the relative strength index is still not into the overbought territory yet. So we have a lot of room to go to the upside. Something to keep in mind, you can see how the volume on Friday wasn't that high, but yet the stock rallied 1.5%, is that 54% of the stock has been borrowed. Okay, people who have been holding on to the stock don't want to sell it. Someone else goes in there and takes their shares and dumps it on the bid. Says, oh, I'm going to short this stock. Okay, so you have, to me, it would be artificial selling pressure because those are shares that would normally, under normal circumstances, would not be sold. And then couple that with the fact that there's 54% of the float already shorted. How many more shares are there available to be shorted? Is not. I mean, how many? You can only borrow so many shares. So the point is, all the selling pressure that we saw, and especially from the decline from May, the all-time highs here for UNXL, the short interest it's massive, and once the stock reverses course, we're going to see that's just going to exasperate the buying pressure when the stock really starts to rally. I mean, this is not just a stock that's going forward. And you look at some of the revenue projections from the analysts. You're looking at next year, $3 a share, $3 a share. Do the math. Okay, and then go forward, 4.5 the next year, and 5. So it's a high growth stock. Okay, so high growth stocks get a higher price per earning share ratio, meaning a normal, a bank gets 12, etc. So you get a stock like this, you put a conservative kind of ratio on it, 18, 20. You're looking at a $70 stock, $65, $70 stock, heading into 2015 and beyond. If you put a higher growth ratio on it, you're looking at a $100 stock, and that's where I think we're looking where it's going to head into 2014 towards the end of it. This is a triple-digit stock potential. Now, obviously, the company doesn't produce any revenue, as has been the case, really, for the most part, its entire history trading, and that's why the bears they're salivating, because they think the mistakes that the company has made in the past is going to just keep coming through, shining through in this with the new Uniboss rebranding with Kodak, and they don't believe the story. They don't believe it. They don't believe all the manufacturing that's been built and that's in place is going to produce anything. They don't believe anything. So all UNXL has to do is start spitting out some revenue, and I'm telling you, this is going to be one of the hottest stocks heading into the end of this year and the start of next. And people are going to be wondering why they weren't buying here. So I'm looking for a move up, and look at it. You can see it. We hit highs here, and we're going to come all the way back. A stock similar like this to this chart pattern, you have to look no further than Open. Look at Open. Very similar chart pattern, except it's come all the way back. Let me just pull back a little further and you'll see what I'm talking about. See the spike, and it's come almost all the way back. How about GMCR? Same thing. The shorts were salivating over that. See, it spiked. It fell all the way down to $20 from 115. It's come almost all the way back. So that's what I'm looking for with Unipixel. It's going to come all the way back. If I can get the ticker back into my chart service here. It's going to come all the way back to the $40 range, and from there, it's going to hit new all-time highs. Triple digits possible by next year, assuming they come through with the revenue they've been talking about for quite a while now. UBB here from OptionMillionaires.com. Another short stock, another stock that the shorts have been just salivating over. They're going to get reamed, just like they did with Tesla, Netflix, CMG, CRM, LinkedIn. The list goes on and on. Goodbye, everyone. Have a great trading session. UNXL, love it. Love this stock.